Lazlow Jones. If you're a fan of Grand Theft Auto, you'll know the name. Lazlow is one of the most iconic and enduring characters in the Grand Theft Auto universe. In this video, I will explain why Lazlow is such an important character, why he appears in every game, and also deep dive into Lazlow's full lore story, exploring his rise to fame, his moments of triumph, and his inevitable downfall. From his humble beginnings as an intern at V-Rock in Vice City Stories, to his glory days as the host of Chatterbox FM in GTA 3, and finally to his desperate attempts to stay relevant as a washed-up media personality in GTA 5. Lazlow's story is a perfect reflection of the series' satirical genius. Voiced by Jeffrey Crawford Jones, Lazlow is best known for his time as co-chair of the Rockstar Games production department, responsible for in-game creative audio and video content, working directly for and writing with Rockstar co-founder and head of creative Dan Houser. Both a real-life radio personality and a fictional character, Lazlow has played a pivotal role in shaping the series' unique tone and style. What makes Lazlow Jones so important is how he manages to tie together both the 3D and HD universes, creating one of the most fascinating character arcs in the GTA series. Grand Theft Auto 3 was Lazlow's first GTA game. He produced, scripted, and hosted the popular in-game Chatterbox FM radio station. At this point, Lazlow was more of a gimmick character that they added into the game. It wasn't until the release of GTA 3 that something happened. Players were simply driving around or parking their cars just to listen to the radio, and this is where Rockstar and Lazlow knew that they were onto something special. In 1984 Vice City Stories, Lazlow's journey begins as an intern at V-Rock, a hard rock radio station, though he clearly doesn't like being called an intern and considers himself a co-host.
I'm not the intern, I'm the co-host, almost. Besides, I smoke cigarettes.
Yeah, probably Athena 200. This is the home of rock.
The home of rock!
Who asked you to talk? This is V-Rock.
He worked under the station's lead host, Cousin Ed, who frequently belittled him and humiliated him. Listening to the station, you can clearly hear the hatred between the two. At this stage, Lazlow was portrayed as an inexperienced and meek individual, desperately trying to find his footing in the competitive radio industry.
Hey there, you're on V-Rock with Lazlow and Cousin Ed. We're gonna,
You are doing that all wrong.
What?
You sound about as much fun as a chainsaw enema, and trust me, that's not a lot of fun.
What are you talking about? Give me a break, and I'm trying to be myself.
No wonder we're suffering. This is V-Rock, shithead, not emotion. V-Rock.
This period highlights Lazlow's humble beginnings, showcasing his struggles as he starts at the very bottom of the broadcasting ladder. Ed had a rawer rock lifestyle than Lazlow, which also caused antagonism between the two. It was because of this constant belittlement that Lazlow in 1985 decided to leave his internship and go to broadcasting school.
Here's a song that'll make a man out of anyone, even Lazarus.
Yeah, well, I'm going to broadcasting school next year, and then I'm gonna come back to Vice City and be a V-Rock DJ. Rock radio.
After completing his broadcasting degree just a year later, Lazlow pursued a job at V-Rock once again. To stand out, he submitted a handwritten resume along with a bouquet of flowers. In contrast, his rival Cousin Ed applied in a far less professional manner, writing his resume on rolling paper. Well, Lazlow's approach paid off, landing him the job and propelling him quickly up the radio hierarchy. By 1986, Lazlow's career takes a major leap forward. Now the main host of V-Rock, he steps into the spotlight after Cousin Ed's departure, making his first big break in the radio industry.
When V-Rock was looking for a DJ to open the portals of hell and play commercials in between the records they'd chosen, they picked me, V-Rock, home of Lazlow and the Vulture.
With this promotion, Lazlow undergoes a dramatic transformation. Gone is the timid intern from 2 years prior. In his place now is a cocky, arrogant, and sharp-tongued radio host who fully embraces the loud, brash persona of rock and roll culture.
The Vulture is our mascot, which we need because those idiots, the retards, the guys that wear the suits in marketing, think that I can't carry the station on my own. Well, you're wrong.
Cousin Ed later calls into V-Rock bitter over losing his position, revealing a humiliating truth.
Dude, you took my job, all right?
Who is this?
Ed, maybe it's you and me. Now I'm out driving a bus. I get yelled at by my wife because I don't make enough money.
The station's taking another direction. It's heading in a new direction. It happens to be a
Not a new
Lazlow direction.
No, it's a cheap direction. They're saving money, you are cheap. Lazlow equals cheap.
However, rather than let this undermine him, Lazlow leans into his new role, developing a more abrasive, over-the-top persona that makes him a recognizable voice in Vice City. He openly mocks callers on air, ridicules their opinions, and displays a quick wit that is pretty comedic. But the best of Lazlow is yet to come in the future years. However, this success does come at a cost for Lazlow, because as his ego inflates, cracks in his career begin to show. His arrogance, once part of his appeal, starts to spiral out of control.
I got turned down for a date by a waitress. Can you believe that? You would turn down me for a date. You're a waitress, baby, not a megastar. Bring me some ketchup, honey.
Sometime between 1986 and 1992, Lazlow is fired from V-Rock. An exclusive track from the V-Rock CD, part of the GTA Vice City soundtrack box set, reveals the reason for his dismissal. His constant complaints about his salary, his growing ego, and an incident where he broke a glass in the studio.
I am the star, and they think they can get away with paying me less than the guy whose job I took? I'm Lazlow, man. What was that? What? I can't hear you. Well, then turn the mic off. Jeez. Sorry, I didn't mean to pollute your studio. What? Stop talking. But that's my job. Oh, yeah? If I weren't a rocker, could I do this? Oh, yeah. I've trashed hotel rooms. Yeah, I'm whacked on cough syrup, man. Oh, watch out for me. Yeah. Oh, okay, I'll leave. Yeah.
His reign at V-Rock has come to an abrupt end, marking his first major career setback. Lazlow in Vice City is an important chapter, especially after seeing what he was like in Vice City Stories, because it shows his rise on Vice City's most popular radio station. He went from a struggling intern to a dominant voice on the airwaves. By 1992, Lazlow had made a major career shift, trading in his rock DJ persona for a role in a talk radio. Desperate to keep himself in the radio industry, Lazlow even called into WCTR's other talk show, I Say, You Say, practically begging for work.
Let's go to the phones.
Yeah, hi. Here's the deal. I'm really funny, but nobody wants to hire somebody funny. I mean, how is that fair? I mean, I'm white, middle class, very erudite.
Have you got a question about politics?
Yeah, sure. I know a lot about politics. Hey, can I do your job? I used to be on the radio back in the day.
Even my husband can't do his job.
This moment of desperation highlights the contrast between his cocky rock DJ persona and the struggling broadcaster he's become in the early 90s. Somehow, this begging worked, however, because just a few episodes later on the air, Lazlow is now the host of Entertaining America.
I've been gangbanging since I was 3. Ice cold killer.
Excuse me? Gangbanging? I never understood that. I mean, other guys in the room while you're... Ugh.
I'm ice cold, bitch.
And this time, he's gone from spinning records to interviewing celebrities. Despite this big break into national radio once again, Lazlow seemed increasingly out of touch, particularly with the changing landscape of pop culture.
In a minute.
Why do you rappers get so worked up? You're rich. You've won. Stop shooting at each other. And you keep saying, I'm from the streets. Well, you know what, dude? Everyone has a street in front of their house. That doesn't make you cool.
Oh, we got a comedian, huh? You got scraps, bitch?
He's completely out of touch and doing anything to stay relevant. And this ignorance infuriates OG Loke so much that he pulls a gun on Lazlow live on the air. And this wasn't just a one-time blunder. This phase of Lazlow's career does show versatility, proving he could adapt to different formats, which we'll see much more of as the video continues. But it also highlights the beginning of his downward spiral, where he managed to land a nationally syndicated talk show. His increasingly erratic behavior behaviour and poor understanding of modern trends foreshadow the struggles that will continue to plague him throughout the rest of the series. The reason why Lazlow's chapter in San Andreas is so important is because it shows that he's no longer a confident rising star, but he's now a man desperately clinging to relevance. By the time we reach 1998 in GTA Liberty City Stories, Lazlow's career has hit rock bottom.
Next up, it's the radio host who's been run out of Vice City and San Andreas. It's Lazlow with Chatterbox.
What?
After losing his WCTR talk show job, he spent years drifting from place to place, struggling to stay afloat. Now in Liberty City, Lazlow has managed to land a job hosting Chatterbox, a talk show that was just a single program at this current time on Liberty City's free radio, LCFR, rather than its own dedicated station just yet. This was a small-scale operation compared to his previous national presence. It was at least a step forward into rebuilding his reputation, but he made it very clear that he was struggling to establish himself.
Oh, this is Chatterbox. Hello. Please be a normal human being. Yo.
Hello?
Yes, hello. You're on Chatterbox. What's that noise?
My name's Lenny. I want to talk about shaving.
Okay, what's the trouble? You got a weird rash?
There's no trouble. I just can't stop.
What?
I love it. And I realized something really important.
Oh, God.
If you shave downstairs, he looks a lot bigger. You know, if you remove the brush, the tree looks massive.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, man. Now I don't have to get surgery down there. I just thought I'd share that with a few people.
But even with this promising future, Lazlow is very vocal at how low his career has stooped. He's gone from being the biggest name in the media to now taking regular calls from nut jobs with complete mental issues.
What's wrong with this town? You're sick. You know, this kind of rubbish never happened to me back in the 80s. The 90s are crap. Do you agree, line one?
How should I know? I'm 7.
This hilarious satirical comedy provides some of the GTA franchise's funniest moments. Ironically, some of these phone calls and moments are the funniest so far in the chronological series. It sets the stage for his next big rise in GTA 3, where Chatterbox FM has then become its very own standalone station, proving that even after hitting rock bottom, Lazlow always finds a way to claw his way back into the spotlight. And so by 2001, during the events of GTA 3, Lazlow has fully re-established himself as a leading voice in Liberty City radio. His show Chatterbox FM has now grown once again from a single segment on LCFR into its own standalone station, marking his biggest success yet. This was his breakout role and his most iconic appearance in the 3D universe.
Let's go to the phones. Hello, caller. You're on Chatterbox.
Hey, you ever had possum? That's some good eating.
Nah, I really can't say I have.
Well, you ought to try it sometime. I tell you, man, it's good eating. Possum, raccoon, even zebra meat. It cooks up pretty good.
Do you have anything else to say, or?
Pigeons. Pigeons are good, too. Sometimes they come with notes attached, just like a fortune cookie with wings. Squirrels is not so good. They taste like goldfish. Meat's real stringy. You know what I mean?
Actually, I can't say that I do.
This is where Lazlow found his footing. He was finally relevant and fitting into a position that really suited his personality. He often played the rational, level-headed host, reacting with shock and frustration at the bizarre conspiracies, unethical schemes and nonsensical ramblings of his guests.
I want to talk about that spank stuff. People say it's bad for you. It's not bad for you at all. Why aren't you talking? Oh, you think I'm strange? Am I on the air? Hello? Answer me, you pansy.
What's your question?
Spank! 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 Spank!
What about it? I mean, that's not really a question.
His on-air persona was filled with sarcasm and dry wit, but there was a trace of insecurity and desperation, which would later define him. But as you'll see going forward, it can only spiral out of control from here for Lazlow. This is where the series takes a turn. The games now transition from the 3D universe to the HD universe. GTA 4 was about to release, and for the first time Rockstar Games were about to let Lazlow break the universe wall and continue appearing in the series, which is what makes him such an incredibly unique character. By 2008, during the events of GTA 4, Lazlow had truly hit rock bottom. His once thriving radio career has completely collapsed after a scandal in 2002 where he was caught taking bribes in a payola scheme at Chatterbox FM. If that wasn't bad enough, his wife left him shortly afterwards, allegedly due to an affair he had with his young intern back in Vice City. Adding insult to injury, his ex-wife went on to marry his former best friend, something that he admits haunted him for years and creeped out women he dated afterwards. Following his fall from grace, Lazlow spiraled into a string of legal troubles, including multiple arrests. In 2002, he was caught publicly urinating at a Liberty City swingers game, and in 2005, he was arrested again for exposing himself to elderly women on the street.
Remember when Lazlow was arrested for masturbating with an eggplant and shouting at women? That happened right here.
Get a picture, get a picture.
His ego-driven, reckless behavior had completely derailed his career, and for years, he drifted without any real direction. But determined to make one last comeback, Lazlow scraped through enough funds in 2008 to launch a brand new radio station in Liberty City once again, called Integrity 2.0.
He's still a dork. And people keep giving him jobs. Maybe they feel sorry for him. He's that wisecracking doofus, Lazlow, only on Integrity.
It was unlike any of his previous work before. Instead of a traditional studio-based show, Integrity 2.0 was an experimental on-the-street format, where Lazlow would wander through the city interviewing random pedestrians.
I like this guy. Here's a working class guy on the street food kind of vendor guy. Hey, how much does a hot dog cost, guy?
You got a radio show?
Yeah, you're on the radio. Tell us about how you live like piled 18 high just to make it in Liberty City.
Oh, first let me say hi to everybody. Juanita, how are you? How you doing? My friend Paul, who lives uptown. Hi, hello. I'm doing good, selling hot dogs. I want to say hi to my kids. I want to say hi to everybody.
People just breed like rabbits. Listen, just give me the hot.
The result? A train wreck of awkward encounters and social misfires which present some hilarious moments.
You're on the street selling food poisoning. You're gonna
listen, these are good hot dogs, okay?
Shut up.
No. Listen, you shut up.
Dude, why don't I shove your fucking stupid face in the hot dog water, huh? How would you like that? Let me give you a little bit of American history, okay? To people like you. Let me grab the back of your fucking head and shove your stupid face into the fucking hot dog water. I am a fucking celebrity on the edge, and
please don't do that.
I've had it. Let me take it. How do you like American now, motherfucker? Yeah! That's right. God, I feel alive again, you know?
Arguably, this station is one of the best for Lazlow in the entire series. In his place now was a desperate, washed-up version of himself, fumbling through embarrassing conversations and trying far too hard to appear relevant. Even the citizens of Liberty City treated him with disdain.
Don't tell me how to do my show. But I spit in your cab.
Get out of my cab. I don't want washed-up celebrities in my cab.
Washed up? Dude, I'm doing a new show. See you in hell, buddy.
See you later, Lazlow.
All right, this is the Lazlow Show. The station is called Integrity. I should mention that we're sponsored by Zip.
Tried branding himself as Lazlow 2.0, claiming to be revolutionizing the media. But the reality was clear. He was no longer the radio powerhouse he once was. His on-the-street interviews and social failures fit perfectly into the cynical, darker world of GTA 4, where media figures weren't glamorous. They were relics desperately clinging to relevance. More than ever, Lazlow had become the very type of washed-up personality he once mocked, a tragic yet comedic reflection of how quickly fame can fade. And by 2013, plagued by multiple sexual harassment lawsuits, failed attempts to stay relevant, and an ongoing identity crisis. At this point, Lazlow was co-hosting Chattersphere on WCTR, though now playing second fiddle to this much younger and far more popular co-host, Michelle Makes, who constantly belittles and mocks him, reinforcing the fact that his time in radio was long past its prime.
This is Chattersphere with Michelle and Lazlow.
God, I just love doing that.
Me too.
So, anyway, on today's show, we've got some amazing stuff.
We have a co-host who is not accepting the reality of their contract.
Come on, Michelle, let me do the intro, okay? I'm really good at it. I know how to monologue. Seriously, I talk to myself a lot. You know, sometimes I just stand in front of the mirror with no clothes on and say, you like this? You want some of this?
I know, I get it. You're an adult loser. You're pathetic. Every show you do this.
And in a rare moment of honesty, Lazlow rants about his career decline, his struggle to keep work, the shame he'd brought upon himself, and his increasing desperation to stay relevant.
I've been an anodyne metrosexual that literally millions of people look up to, and believe me, it sucks, okay? I believe in one thing only, my relentless ability to screw up. One stupid word, one inappropriate comment, one touch, an innocent caress between colleagues, you know? And it begins again, the slow descent down. Your ratings come down a bit. The groupies, they start to get older and chunkier and have that weird fat girl smell. You appear in commercials for worse and worse cars, and suddenly you're not the spokesperson for an expensive Swiss watch, but for some swingers resort in Guatemala or a war zone. You're on the way down, so you get desperate. You do more and more insane things for ratings. You don't care, but it's no good. The public doesn't love you anymore. Nobody loves you. There's a great hole of lovelessness inside you. You're just a shell. Nobody cares. Your friends are more successful than you. They won't call you back. They don't even re-bleach you anymore.
But talk radio wasn't his only humiliating gig. Lazlow had also entered the world of reality television, serving as the host of Fame or Shame, which was a talent show designed to humiliate contestants rather than celebrate them. Even here, he was treated like a joke, constantly mocked by the judges and repeatedly losing fan polls. This only further cemented his reputation as the industry has-been.
So, who are you calling a has-been? Do you have a stylist? What's he dressed you as? What do they call this look? 2 gays, 1 cup. Look at you.
And the final nail in the coffin for Lazlow was when Michael and Trevor Phillips confronted him during the Fame or Shame auditions, where Michael's daughter Tracy DeSanta was attempting to perform. When Lazlow was seen dancing inappropriately with her, Michael snaps and chases him out of the arena with Trevor Phillips, where Trevor forced him to strip into his underwear and dance while being filmed, a video that Trevor gleefully promised to post online, ruining his reputation and career. Later on, Tracy DeSanta attempted to get back on Fame or Shame, meeting again with Lazlow at Blazing Tattoo Parlor. When Lazlow tried to coerce her into performing yet another sexual favor in exchange for a spot on the show, Michael intervened once again, piercing his face and cutting off his ponytail.
Look at your hair. Looks like you're combing it with a dog's ass.
It often gets messed up when I'm banging your mom.
Hi. She's just passed on, actually, Mum.
Oh my gosh, that's so sad.
Despite Lazlow's efforts to claim he rebranded his own look and it was intentional, his humiliation was far from over.
You know, Lazlow, you wouldn't know talent if it stuck a finger up your ass.
She only tried that once, and I told her no. You know what? I've had enough of all of your shit. And you're not even fucking British.
I am totally British. I am so, mate.
Fuck you, asshole.
Lazlow is spotted at the premiere of Michael's movie Meltdown, now working as an interviewer for Weasel News, now just a lowly red carpet correspondent. Yet another reminder of how far he's fallen.
Hi, if I could just bother you for a second. I'm Lazlow from Fame or Shame, but I do some acting on the side. I was wondering if...
Oh, yeah, of course. You should come see me, kid. I think I got a project that would be perfect for you.
Oh, that's fantastic.
It's called The Closet. Really modern stuff.
Pervert. Come on.
Upon spotting Michael, he panics and rushes inside, avoiding confrontation. A pretty fitting way to end his role in GTA 5, running away from the consequences of his actions. In GTA Online, Lazlow Jones makes his final in-game appearance during the After Hours update in 2018, where his downfall reaches its most pathetic and desperate stage yet. Lazlow has finally hit rock bottom. He is now working as a celebrity hype man and assistant for legendary nightclub mogul Tony Prince. Lazlow is now a washed up, desperate has-been with no dignity left. His job at the nightclub is humiliating. He no longer has any real power or influence and is essentially just an errand boy. He's constantly mocked, belittled and treated like a joke.
Selfies with some fuckwits! I ran the 1980s. I was the 1990s. And I'm back. Okay? Get me a DJ!
But Tony, I'm the DJ.
You're not a fucking DJ. You're a dick.
A dick? But Tony, I got you a bunch of celebs.
He tries to maintain a celebrity persona, but it's clear that no one takes him seriously anymore. When he attempts to flirt with women, they either laugh at him or reject him outright. Lazlow completely disappears from the public eye. It's strongly implied that his career is completely over.
High 10, too slow. Wait, come on.
Right, shall we?
I'm a DJ too. I spin at a lot of birthday parties for kids to make extra money. Because I can't always pay my rent because I live in a mansion. I'm a baller. I'm not desperate. I'm a celebrity. People love me. Come on.
This would be the last time in the Grand Theft Auto series we ever officially saw Lazlow and heard of him in terms of chronological order. Now you may be wondering, well, surely Lazlow is going to appear in Grand Theft Auto 6. Is Lazlow's story really over? Well, unfortunately, Lazlow departed from Rockstar Games in 2020, following in the footsteps of Dan Houser, who also left to go and start his own company, Absurd Ventures. Unfortunately, Lazlow left Rockstar Games due to some extremely unfortunate and sad circumstances that were happening at the time in his family, and he left at a point where it's unclear whether or not the dialogue and most of the storylines, so on and so forth, for GTA 6 would have been written. So, as to whether he would appear in the game physically, it's highly unlikely. Whether we'll hear a cameo of him or a voice line here or there, I'm not sure. But it would be really nice to see from Lazlow again and hear from him on the radio stations one last time.